I'm Joe Bracken.
And I'm Dan McDuffie.
And we're back with another edition of Tech Points. I've got a couple websites today to get us started. And then we have a whole feature today on online music and digital music. So that should be pretty nice. Let's just get started. I've got a couple websites here. Of course, some things that I like to visit. First one here, Dan uses this. I think I started using this a while ago. It's called Plaxo. What Plaxo is, it's an online service. Their basic service is free. What it allows you to do is it takes your contacts from like Outlook or other mail programs, allows you to back them up online so they're available to you in case your computer crashes. What's also really great is it also allows you to sync those same contacts with other computers, other devices.
Yeah, this is actually very cool. I've been using it with 3 computers. Computer at work, computer at home, and my laptop. And I use it all with Outlook, and I'm starting to get away from using Outlook, but this is still a great service. But what it would allow me to do is sync those contacts, contacts, notes, and calendar, all the tasks. Mm-hmm. And it really did it seamlessly. When I would change something at the office, as soon as I started up that laptop, it would immediately put that stuff on my laptop, and I was good to go. I mean, I wouldn't even notice, and I thought it was just unbelievable.
And plus, you're not worried about losing the contacts. That was always my big thing, is that I don't mind, I'm pretty good about backing up data, but definitely don't lose my contacts or any of those calendar entries, anything like that.
Yeah, and I mean, even with just one computer, if the contacts are all on just your one computer, back them up to Plaxo, and if anything ever happens to that computer, you just go to a new computer or your restored version of that, which I think is what you use it for, right? That's how you're using it now?
That's how I'm using it now, yeah. Just for backing up with one computer. But it works out really well. And also, might add, I don't use this part of the service, except for sometimes when I can't get to my computer, is that all that information is now also available on their website for free. So if you need to get to a contact, you don't have your laptop, you're away from everything, you're out in Cancun, hop on to Plaxo.com, download just log on to the website. You can get all your contacts, your calendars, your tasks, and things. So I've used that a few times when I need something really bad and I'm not by a computer.
That's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. And that's still part of the free service, which is pretty nice. There is Plaxo Premium that I haven't used it yet. I think you downloaded the demo. Or they had a free
month demo. That's pretty cool. The biggest thing on that is it easily, if you've ever backed up an old Outlook and put it on your new Outlook, you end up with duplicate contacts.
Right, you end up having, two different ones.
And there's no real good way in Outlook to get rid of the duplicates and hang on to the information. So if you have somebody's address in one contact for them and their phone number in another, there's no real way to merge those two together to create one contact. And Plaxo allows you to do that real easily.
And there is a fee for that, though, their premium service.
Yeah, it's a monthly fee.
Do you know how much it is? $19, I think it was, or something like that. But there is a fee for that premium service. So.
Yeah, and that also allows you, which is sort of cool and can be sort of obnoxious at the same time, send out emails to other people, get them to join, or just get them to update their information.
That's right. I have used that quite a bit.
Yeah. But existing Plaxo users like Joe and I, if Joe changed his phone number, when he changed it in his Outlook or whatever he's using now on the Mac, it would automatically change it in mine.
Right.
So keeps you up to date and sort of a cool piece. It'd be even cooler if everybody used it.
One last thing also in here that I've actually used is that it reminds you of birthdays, but also allows you to send out cards for those birthdays. So I have a couple friends. I'm usually pretty good. I try and keep track of everyone's birthday, send them a note just saying, happy birthday. But what's cool is I've actually sent a couple cards out, birthday cards, right from Plaxo. It reminds you 14 days, 7 days, 3 days, 1 day before. Hit a button for about $1.50, $2 or something like that. I'm able to send a card with a note that I wrote directly to their house without ever touching anything. Just 1-2 clicks and I'm done.
Oh, you mean a physical?
No, like
I
a
thought you
real-
were talking
yeah.
about like an e-card.
No,
or
no,
something.
no, no, no. I'm talking. You can send e-cards, but the advantage is, I sent a real happy birthday card. I've sent them out quite a few actually. So it's nice because they get a real card in the mail. You don't have to do a lot of work. You don't have to address it. You don't have to worry about going anywhere for that matter. Just hit a couple buttons and you get the card, and they tell you when to send it, so you don't have to worry about forgetting it.
That's actually very
that's
cool.
really cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's really helpful. So
We're both learning.
when Christmas comes, that makes your job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next website here that I've got, or the next tool. Let's skip that one. We'll come back to that. Let's look at Apple came out with a product. Was about now. Just a while ago. It's pretty recent. Called
Excuse me.
called Boot Camp. And what Boot Camp is it actually allows you with these new Intel Macs, so the new Macs that are coming out now, where you can actually run Windows on your Mac platform. So if you have a Mac laptop, desktop, you've got the Apple operating system, this actually allows you from Apple to install a legal copy of Windows XP. So what in my case, I know I'm the only one in the office with a Mac.
Yeah.
I'm always having software that doesn't run on my Mac, and this is a really easy way to get the best of both worlds.
No, we should explain that and say that this, like your Mac, does not have an Intel chip.
No, yeah, it's specifically for the Intel Macs.
Yeah, the Intel Macs, which is a new thing. They were using Motorola chips before, I think.
Before they were PowerPC chips.
PowerPC.
Yeah.
So all the new MacBook Pros, and
And the iMacs now.
iMacs and the Mac Minis. They don't have any of the full desktops.
No,
with
not
them.
yet.
Yeah, but so everything's going to be moved over to these Intel chips.
Yes. So, going forward, and I've seen it even in the marketing that's been out now, Apple's really trying to push this ability to be able to support both Windows environment and the Apple native environment. So it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
In my case, I've got a couple applications that only run on Windows. So in order to make that work, I'm really looking forward to being able to get Boot Camp. I unfortunately don't have a Mac that supports it, but that's one of the big things I'm looking out for.
Yeah,
and
cool.
the download's free, so if you do have an Intel Mac, you want to give that a try, you can go to apple.com and download it there. Now this third link that we have here, this is something I just found out about. And Dan might know. I think Dan's read a little bit more about it than I have, but we were talking about this earlier today. There's a online video game or online virtual world called Second Life. And what it is, it's just an alternate virtual world.
It's your Second Life, I guess.
And okay,
for people that get into it.
It's not so much that it's an online game like simulator, like life simulator thing, but it actually allows you to buy for real money virtual property. Okay. and
if that makes any sense.
If that makes any sense at all. I'm just looking on here today alone. Let's see, we've got right now in this virtual world, we've got 3,818 people playing in this virtual world.
Right now.
And today alone, they've spent real money here, just under $20,000, buying property, selling virtual property, buying virtual tools and clothes.
Yeah,
you know more. What is
it's a free download. It's a free program you put on your computer, and it allows you to join this online game. And I've actually never played it, but I've been hearing a lot about it in podcasts we're going to talk a little bit about later, and different online things. And so you download this game for free, go into the world for free, and it allows you to you create a character and you sort of walk around and you can interact with people, sort of, chat with them. And you can buy clothes. You buy skins it's a suit or it's a, bathing suit or whatever it is. And then
they cost money, right?
They cost some.
They're called Linden. Is their currency?
The currency in Second Life. So you buy them with Linden, and then you can, wear that or trade it. And the people selling this stuff are actual developers, coders that are on their computer at home coding out clothing and houses and, tools for you to use that you buy from them with this Linden.
Which you've already bought with real money.
Real money. And so then they develop a business, that they can somehow get this Linden back out, because there are ways to get the money back out. It's very odd, but it's sort of a cool idea. I mean, you can buy houses and islands, and
it's definitely good if you have a lot of time on your hands.
And a lot of money.
And a lot of money to spend on it. So we'll check that out. This is the first time I really looked at it was today, so I'm going to check this out a little bit, and then we'll come back with this a little bit later.
I heard something that I can't verify, but apparently recently somebody just built some sort of space station in Second Life that they sold for $100,000.
So it's not a real space station.
It's obviously not a real space station because it costs a lot more than that, but it's some sort of virtual space station, and it made the Guinness Book of World Records, according to the person I heard it from. It made the record for the largest virtual sale ever. So somebody bought, nothing, and spent $100,000 on it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, Joe's, of course, got to look it up.
Of course, I got to look that up. But let's keep moving along while that's pulling up. We are today going to be covering digital music, everything from iPod, from music downloads, streaming radio, some of the satellite technology and things like that. Not too much, but we're going to cover quite a few things. We also brought some neat things to show you.
Yeah.
And so why don't we just jump right in?
All right. We should probably preface this by saying that the stuff we show on our show is all stuff that Joe and I or our friends or our parents own. So we have 2 iPods here, and we're not really touting iPods other than that we like them.
No, you didn't. Well.
And I didn't like them for the longest time, and gave Joe a hard time, and then went out and bought one, and now I love it.
Yeah.
So, and I listen to it all the time. Podcasts, music, video podcasts. Yeah. So
I'll bring iTunes up right now, but let's just start off with right now for downloading music, for distributing music, the format you hear all the time is MP3s. So what that is, it's just taking a music file, just like you listen to on everything from CDs to tapes, if you still have tapes, LPs, whatnot, and it encodes it in a certain way that's nice and compact. It's portable, works on quite a few devices, everything from iPods, other MP3 players, to things like cell phones now.
Yep, your DVD player.
DVD players.
Other portable CD players.
Right. So it's a small package, portable digital music format.
Yeah.
That's one of many formats, we might add. Apple has its own format. Windows has its own format. There are other cross-platform formats like OGG, music, and things like that. But the most popular is MP3, so that's what we'll probably talk about most today. Yeah. We've got a couple devices here. Of course, obviously we have our iPods here, which this is my third or second iPod now. They're fairly portable. I use them to back up data. They hold all my music. It's a great device. I love it.
Yeah, and I really love mine too. If we can get in here tight, I'll show you. I have a 30 gig iPod, and Joe has a 60 gig iPod. And there's a little bit of a size difference. You can see it there. This is the 30 and this is the 60. But they both basically do the same thing. I'll show you here real quick if I can get this on.
Yeah, and not just the iPod, but they're making other players from all different manufacturers. Everything from a small thumb-sized music player that holds a few songs to players that actually hold more than what Dan and I have here.
Yeah.
The players that we have work well with both Windows and Mac, because we both. Dan uses
I use
a PC.
mine on Windows.
I use a Macintosh. And I haven't had any problem loading music. I have backup files to this device. If you purchase some of the other MP3 players that use, this is what's called a hard drive based music player. Some have non-moving parts. So actually inside of this device, I have a spinning hard drive. So it gives me more capacity, but also at the same time, it's a little bit more volatile. I'll try and get the glare off of there.
And it has the potential to skip, because it has the spinning hard drive. I've never experienced it, but I've heard people complain about it. But again, I'm pretty rough on mine, as you can see here.
I've used some of the other flash players, which are really pretty good. There are no moving parts, which makes it great for running, jogging, sports, and that kind of thing. Also, you don't have to worry about dropping it usually because there's no moving parts. You don't have to worry about breaking anything.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the ways to get music on these great devices. Obviously, the first thing you're thinking about is I have a CD collection. I'd like to rip that music to CD, and I've actually done that with almost my entire collection. So I have a few thousand songs that I've taken the time to pop into the computer, sat there while it all imported into my iPod, which works out pretty nicely. There's also other options for buying music online. There's services, there's quite a few different services, but one of the most popular, of course, is iTunes. And we're just mentioning that because it is right now the most popular.
And works the best with the iPod.
And actually, it works pretty well managing music by itself, even if you don't have a device at all. So
yeah, don't have an MP3 player.
yeah, if you just happen to like to listen to your music just on your computer without taking it anywhere, you can always download iTunes. It's a free download, and it makes it very easy for managing that music. With iTunes, of course, there's some features to buy music. So this is my personal iTunes library. I don't have too much music on here. I've got about 20 gigabytes of music, which I guess is a lot. It's about 4,000 songs, actually, 11.9 days worth of straight listening. It organizes great, so if I need to find something, I can just quickly search.
By artist, album, genre.
Right.
Your own set rating of the songs.
And what's really nice is that I can set up what's called a playlist, and same term applies to most players, is that you can create a playlist, put all the songs you like to listen to. It's kind of like making your own little CD. What's nice is you can put a lot more music than you can fit on a CD, and then listen to that whenever you like to. The other nice feature of iTunes is the iTunes Music Store, and we'll take a look at that. I unfortunately have spent way too much money on the iTunes Music Store, and songs are 99 cents. Let me get back to the homepage here. Songs are 99 cents for an individual song. Albums are right around like $9.95 or something, or $9.99. There are often some free downloads and also some exclusive downloads, so some things you can't find out there on the net. They do a pretty good job. Aside from the fact that it does rack, it's very easy to purchase music. So easy. Yeah, too easy. This is probably a good time to mention something about the cards, because I actually have my account set up directly with iTunes. So I click one button and I just bought a song and it downloads.
With a credit card or a bank account or something like that. So with one click, you're buying music, which is great for you because you can regulate yourself, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Might not be so great for parents with young kids, even teenage kids that have iPods. And the kids might go a little nuts and spend, as much as they want.
But they do have gift cards, which you can actually find, and not just for iTunes, but also for other music services that we'll talk about, like Napster.
Definitely.
So you can actually buy a prepaid card from most retailers now.
Staples has them.
Staples,
Walmart.
Best Buy, Walmart, all those different kinds of places. Actually walk in, purchase a card, put some with a certain value on it, $20, $50. Take that card, the kids can take that, bring it home, log into their music service, and that's all they can spend. Up to that limit. So you can regulate both what they're spending and when they're spending it and how much, so like not running wild.
Yeah. That's just a great idea, I need to do that with my fiance. I think we need to do it with you too, actually.
Right, yeah, we probably should. Let's look at a couple other things before we run out of time here. What's nice with iTunes is, with any sort of music right now, is the big thing called podcasting.
Yeah.
And also goes right into video casting.
Maybe we'll show a little video cast here.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
I finally got working here, I think, if we can get in tight on this. As I think I've mentioned before, I love cooking, and here's Ming Tsai with his tutorial on how to dice up a pepper. But, it's color, it's a great quality. You can download television shows and put them on.
And what the podcasts are, they're short news not news programs, but they're a one program that they're downloaded automatically to your computer or to any device. And it's not simply for an iPod, so it can work. There's different players. You can use iTunes. You can use other players.
You can watch them right on your
on your monitor. But it's both audio programming and video programming.
Yeah.
Automatically updates. They're almost all free right now. I haven't found one that actually costs any money.
There definitely aren't any on iTunes, but I know like Car Talk
is actually a paid service.
Is a paid service. I think it's $2.99, $2.99 a week to download it.
There's the audio programming. Then also what you just showed us was the video podcast, which is actually a newer thing that's come out now.
Yeah.
But it's actually really nice. And actually, but I get MTV News updates. We get, technology updates. There's a lot of different things that are on there. Free content.
Just downloaded a bunch of barbecue ones.
There you go.
Get updated periodically. Summer's here, so.
Moving on, before we run out of time here, we also have internet streaming radio, of course. Using different media players, from Windows Media Player to iTunes, you can actually go onto websites without a device, without buying anything, and listen to your regular, broadcast radio stations, many of them online. I was living in California about a year ago, and I love their public radio station in that area. And one of the great things is that now I can actually go online from here and listen to the same radio I was listening to out there, which is really neat. Doesn't cost anything. It's very easy to do. Find a radio station online and see if they have a link to listen live to their radio.
And I know a lot of the local radio stations do.
Include
WWJ,
our public station.
yeah, Michigan Radio, they're all online. So.
Also, if you've heard of satellite radio, which is getting big now, the paid satellite radio services, they're actually allowing their members to listen to that same satellite broadcast through the internet. So if you're in a place where you can't get the satellite signal, or if you don't even have a portable device for satellite radio, at work, at home, you can actually go to the website, log in, and listen to those same channels, which is really nice. Great. Definitely add some more value to paying for that satellite radio.
Yeah, where you might not be able to get it in an office building or, in any office, quite frankly.
And it's both the two big players with XM Satellite and Sirius Satellite Radio. They're both offering it now. Have you actually tried it, Emmett? Yeah, we've got one of our guys here has just got a new Sirius satellite radio, and he really likes it. So yeah, it seems to be working out pretty good. All these devices, let's look at some of these other things.
Accessories. This is a very cool one for the iPod. You can see here if we can get in tight on it. This is actually a travel player. It folds up. So here's it unfolding. Set the iPod in it. It charges it. It has speakers. It plays. I'm not going to do that right now. It actually has a little remote hidden back here. Takes batteries or AC power. One of the things I love about this, I bought this for my fiance who's going to be traveling. This plugs into the wall, but these are actually interchangeable. So here's the US one. I don't know what this is, maybe British. That pops on there. You plug it in when you're overseas, and it charges your iPod and allows you to play, the audio from your iPod over the speakers built into this.
And they make, they make a lot of different versions of this, not just this one specific one. They've got big boombox styles. They've got waterproof ones. So if you're looking to use that iPod and use it as a radio or something like that, to fill up a room or something, there are a lot of options for you out there.
And I plug this into the stereo at home, my entertainment center, and it sounds great. And there's actually docks you can buy that allow you to get the video from the iPod onto your TV.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Any size TV. So, and do you recommend cases? There's a ton of different.
Yeah, if you've noticed while we were showing you these iPods and quite a few other media players that have nice and shiny different devices here, they get scratched very easily. If you notice while we were showing off ours, and get this in here.
See there.
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to get it. There you go. It's just, it's unavoidable. If it's completely unavoidable, it's going to scratch.
And
I've tried not to.
I've given up.
Yeah, no, I've given up.
I keep it in the case so that when I drop it, which happens a couple times a week, the case absorbs the drop. So hopefully I don't ever drop it in a puddle because it's not waterproof. But I also use, these over here, just standard stereo speakers that I have left over. These are actually the ones from my garage. So I use these, just plug the iPod right into it, and it plays the iPod over the speakers, which is actually great for the garage because then this is just a little bag for the case that this came in, but this allows me to listen to it out in the garage, which I love.
Yeah, and I mean they build car adapters and some of the new. Yeah, I mean even a lot of car manufacturers are now offering plugs that actually work directly with these devices. So you put this in your car. Not only can you control the song selection and the volume and things right from your stereo, but you can also see that information on your factory car stereo.
Yeah, throw this in your glove box. Is that BMW that's installing them in some of their higher-end cars?
BMW, Chrysler's doing it. I think Saab. There's quite a few manufacturers are adding them, and it's growing daily. I mean, it's growing every month. There's more and more manufacturers supporting this.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff.
Cost. What does this stuff all cost?
Yeah. Well, the iPod itself for the 30 gig, I think, was $299. I've heard you can find them a little bit cheaper at some of the Savings Club stores. 30 gigs, $399, I think.
And then the flash, I mean, like the flash plays. There's a lot of players that you can get for under $50 if you're not looking for very much.
Yeah.
Very easy. I mean, you can pick them up at Staples, pick them up anywhere.
This is, what does this hold? 7,500 songs, which is just obnoxious. Cool. I mean, it's huge. So whether or not you really need that, I don't know. Most people probably don't. I probably don't. So
pretty much if you have a budget, there's a digital music player that'll fit your budget, regardless.
Go out there, look online. There's a lot of great toys. Most of them you can put your CDs from home onto your computer and get them to work. And that's really where I think the advantage is. You can use that music that you already have created in a library. I mean, you have a library of CDs. Put it on your computer and take it with you elsewhere in a small portable device, and my Explorer, I use a tape adapter like you get with CD players, just to pop it in the tape deck, it plugs into here, and it plays over the stereo of the Explorer, which is a cheap way to do it. That's $20, but you can get FM transmitters, Yeah,
accessories go on and on. Anything that you want, you can probably find it for these little devices.
Yeah, and like I said, I really knocked it before, but I love it now. The podcast, you can learn so much. I mean, in anything you want to hear about. There's NPR does technology downloads. There's other companies that do downloads for technology-based stuff, for cooking, like I said before. There's gardening stuff on there. There's other how-tos.
You're addicted.
I really am. And I don't, this is all I listen to anymore. This thing, I take it outside when I'm grilling myself, and it sits next to me, and it's plugged into the stereo when I'm inside, and it's pretty bad. Yeah. For a guy that would never get one. That's, what are you going to do?
Well, that's what we covered. Streaming radio, satellite radio, CD, MP3s, portable music, some accessories. That's a quick overview of all this digital music technology.
There's a lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it, and if you have any more questions or any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to visit us at techpoints.com or email us at
techpoint@gmail.com.
Yep, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. But that's it for this episode of Tech Points.
Another week. I'm Dan McDuffie.
I'm Joe Bracken.
Have a great day.